Red Sonja Reboot movie. Every major update explained. Back in the 80s, sword and sorcery movies were becoming a popular trend in Hollywood. Following the Conan movies, many others followed suit, and some of them ended up being box office hits as well. Red Sonja was a movie that fits perfectly with this genre. It had been a popular comic published by Marvel, which was based on a character from Robert E. Howard's Hyborian universe, and filmmakers thought of cashing in on the popularity. It had the moments to give the thrills, the sword fights for entertainment, and pretty much everything that it needed to be successful. However, a glance at the statistical data would go on to show that the movie did not quite live up to its expectations when it came to the collections from the theaters. Despite the presence of stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Smith, and the alluring newcomer of Brigitte Nelson as Red Sonja, the movie fared poorly with the audiences and critics. But the makers of the movie did not give up on their dreams for the future of this franchise. In fact, they had planned for a second Red Sonja film as well. Much of this has to do with the fact that despite the reviews and the box office score, the movie was becoming quite the cult among the fans and was also deemed to be a popular viewing on the television. There were multiple attempts to get a sequel for the original movie, but none of the production houses wanted to risk it, as sword and sorcery movies were going out of fashion by the end of the 80s. But if you are a Red Sonja fan, don't be sad, because a reboot is actually in the works right now, and in this video you will be provided with every little detail that will ease up your curiosity. So hang on tight and enjoy the show.
Equal. I give you that strength.
How was 1980's Red Sonja? The plotline of the movie that released in the year 1985 was fairly simple. It narrated the journey and struggles of a tormented and oppressed warrior, Red Sonja, as she seeks revenge for her family's murder. Her kingdom was under the rule of the Tyrant Queen, and one of her goals was to free her people and her kingdom from her evil clutches. The movie was directed by Richard Fleischer, and as always for such stories, there was the presence of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But Arnold's mind-blowing screen presence was not enough to sell the film on the box office. While Brigitte Nelson sizzled on screen with her feisty presence and sensuous beauty, she did fall short when it came to an outstanding acting performance. Let's just say she was okay in the movie, but she surely made up for that with her enigmatic charm. The movie did have its moments. From some iconic sword fights to some brilliant scenes of witchcraft and violence, it had near about everything to titillate the audience. The fantasy-adventure drama had the potential to grab your attention for the entire length of the movie, but then many were of the opinion that it had nothing new to offer that the audience hadn't already seen in other movies. Many felt that one of the reasons that the movie fumbled with the collections was because the people were not yet ready to accept such female-marketed films in the 80s. So if a reboot were to take place today, it could be a different new story.
Forgive us.
Every development in Red Sonja Reboot. As we have earlier discussed, there have been attempts to make a reboot for the movie quite a few times. The first such thought came into the light when the production company named Troublemaker Studios showed interest in the project in the year 2008. They worked alongside Robert Rodriguez, the owner of the production house, and had some big plans with the movie. They had even gone to the extent of drawing up a cast for the movie where they planned to include Rose McGowan as Red Sonja. The studio also released some awesome-looking Red Sonja posters. Unfortunately, Robert Rodriguez abruptly left the project after his personal relationship with Rose McGowan got into turmoil. They were engaged back then. Later, producer Avi Lerner stated that they were planning Amber Heard for the role, and that the movie would be shot alongside the reboot for Conan the Barbarian in 2011. However, it never really materialized, and the director who was supposed to be in charge of the reboot came out to suggest that it was stuck in production. The chances of Red Sonja died with the epic failure of Conan reboot with Jason Momoa as the lead. The second big hope for a reboot was ignited in 2017 when there were reports suggesting that Millennium Films would produce it and they had planned to rope in Bryan Singer to direct the film. But luck had other plans in store for the fans. Soon, a very disturbing allegation of sexual abuse surfaced against the director, and eventually he was dropped from the project in 2019.
Come, Highness. He should be here for the destruction of the talisman. But we cannot delay. We will proceed without him.
What is the current status of Red Sonja Reboot? Every cloud has a silver lining, and so does this one. Even after the firing of Bryan Singer, the project rolled on. Soon after, Jill Soloway, with the popular series Transparent, was appointed as the new director in charge. There are some reports that suggest that a lot of positive changes are now being made about the movie, and the expertise of Jill Soloway is coming in handy as he creates a bold warrior princess in the form of a new age Red Sonja. Very excited about the project and said, "Exploring this powerful mythology and evolving what it means to be a heroine is an artistic dream come true." Millennium Films has even received offers from reputed studios who have shown interest in the project after reading the early drafts of the script. But let's not forget, there's also a big task ahead, that of casting the perfect lady for the titular role. Do let us know in the comments, who do you want to see as Red Sonja? While there is a positive response from Millennium Films regarding the future of this movie with work in progress, they have not clearly specified the dates for release or when they intend to start filming. The project is still in a premature state, but at least from the looks of it, we can say that there are genuine hopes of this movie becoming a reality in the near future. We can't wait to check out the new Red Sonja, the warrior lady appearing in all her glory.